Hello everyone, and welcome back to my series of YouTube videos. In this post I'm going to be reviewing Rihanna's Last Girl on Earth tour. So for all you Rihanna freaks out there, I should probably state that I'm not the biggest Rihanna fan. But I promised myself I would go to the performance with an open mind, and I think it's really going to work to the advantage of this video review because I will be giving a realistic and not a biased representation of the night's events. So I'm going to start by very briefly talking about the two support acts, which were Far East Movement and Calvin Harris. So the first support band of the night was the Far East Movement. Now brace yourselves, ladies and gentlemen, because I thought these guys were absolutely woeful. For starters, I couldn't even tell the difference between the songs because they were that similar. Every single song of the set list was auto-tuned and completely repetitive. They sounded exactly like the Black Eyed Peas. Another one of my pet hates of music today. My apologies to anyone who likes them, but if that's what passes for talent these days, then clearly I'm in the wrong business. Now Calvin Harris, on the other hand, was excellent. I think he got the crowd more energetic than what Rihanna even did, and I think at least musically he was the best part of the night. It's a real shame that they didn't just have Calvin Harris as the support slot, because I think that the Far East Movement really detracted from the experience. I think the first thing I noticed was the science fiction intro and outro videos which accompanied the start and the end of Rihanna's performance. I guess they felt a little out of place in a commercial pop concert, and I was a little bit bothered by it. Rihanna managed to conduct herself quite well on stage though, which is often a difficult task for young performers, especially considering the fact that she's 21, which is the same age that I am. I do have to commend her stage and set design though. She made use of some very interesting stage props. Of what I remember, there was a pink tank, which at one point during a song she straddled the main cannon of in a very suggestive manner. At another point in the performance, her backup dancers were wielding pink shotguns that shot confetti into the audience. And I believe during one of the other songs she actually had stilt walkers come on stage and chase her around, which was very bizarre but interesting at the same time. I can't say I cared much for the largely unimaginative song lyrics, which really made me wonder if they'd actually been penned by her or her PR team just trying to sell her on sex appeal. I think amongst the very commercial music and lyrics there were some genuine moments of musical virtuosity displayed by Rihanna, which I found was mostly represented in her early material, probably stuff that she'd written on her own before the record companies were on board. But speaking on the commercial aspect of her songs, perhaps the most troubling part of the night for me was during the song S&M, when I looked to the left and right of me and saw 7-year-old girls singing along to the lyrics, being accompanied by their mothers who just didn't seem to have a care about it. So I think for that reason I found it very hard to enjoy the concert with all these impressionable young girls who probably shouldn't have been there surrounding me. I think what I gathered and what was made very clear to me from the night of the concert was that Rihanna is a very talented musician and performer with a very well-trained vocal ability, but a lot of her talent is hidden behind the commercial direction and production of her songs. And I think the commercial aspects, as well as her presentation as a sex symbol, really detract from her proficiency as a musician. And I think if anything this reflects on her record label, and it really outlines the point that pop musicians today are really more of a brand name than an artist, and it really shows the extent of commercialism in music today, which is something I guess I'm very, very opposed to. So I guess in summing up, I can say I enjoyed the concert, but I really felt that Rihanna would be better off without the influence of her record companies who exert their influence over her songs, her lyrics, and her presentation. But I guess that's the price you pay for fame these days. So thank you everyone for watching, and I hope to see you again in the next video.